So,
Yeah. Oh,
a really warm welcome to our webinar, an introduction to environmental controls at Abelia, enabling technology supporting independence for people with a physical disability. A little bit of background about Abelia. We've got over 40 years experience, having started as 6 separate companies: GIGA, Toby Churchill, Fleck, iGel, Handytech and Somna. We're leaders in assistive tools and technology for environmental control, but also cognition, communication and alarm. Abelia contributes every day to a sustainable society, supporting the global substance objectives of the UN through giving people with special needs improved general health conditions, increased participation in labour market, better learning environments in schools, and independent living at home. We develop our products based on our profound experience from users and their needs. Supported by research and evidence, we know that our assistive tools and technology help people lead better lives. So, environmental controls, what are they? Well, they enable you to operate everyday domestic appliances and mechanisms by remote control. So environmental control systems, or ECS as they're abbreviated to, allow you to control functions such as switching lights on and off, watching TV, listening to music, changing your sitting or lying position, letting visitors in or out, opening and closing windows. They allow you to use your mobile phone, the internet, and social media, to name but a few. Environmental control systems vary considerably in their capacities. Some only turn on 1 or 2 devices and handle like a remote control. Other controls and range of settings for several devices and look like a portable display panel. Throughout the UK, there are 25 to 26 NHS hubs that support many clients through a referral and maintenance service, which makes up approximately 90% of environmental control users. The remainder are in the social care sector.
okay. So this page shows the range of environmental controllers that we provide. In the image, these are arranged in a hierarchy of functionality. At the bottom are a range of products that are battery operated and can only be accessed by direct touch. The latest addition to this range is the Kiwi Maxi. This is a fairly large direct touch device. It's 242 millimeters by 160 millimeters, but still only 700 grams. In the middle are a range of products that can be accessed by direct touch, but also by switch scanning. The latest addition to this is the GIGA One, a robust waterproof phone that is locked into our environmental control app, which allows basic phone functionality. And at the top of the image is our flagship product, the GIGA Connect, an environmental control app that can be downloaded to your own Android device. This allows direct touch and switch scanning of both the app and the native Android environment, and if enabled, full phone functionality. So which product is best for you? So home hubs have become more popular recently for environmental control, and let's look at some comparisons between these devices and Abelia's products. So for users that require voice control, there are 3 options: Alexa, Google Home, or the GIGA Connect. However, for patients who suffer fatigue later in the day and whose voice diminishes, the GIGA Connect also offers touchscreen or switch access. For those users who require a more robust solution, there's the GIGA One, which again is both touchscreen and switch accessible. For both GIGA One and GIGA Connect, there is also the option of remote access, which allows support people to reprogram remotely. Abelia's products all incorporate the popular GIGA infrared transmitters that have become an industry standard and a mark of quality, and they are all CE marked medical devices. All GIGA devices are standalone, rechargeable, or battery operated and don't require Wi-Fi to function. Okay, so if we take a look at the Kiwi Maxi. So Kiwi Maxi is suitable for people with some reduced hand function, but who also still retain the ability to press large buttons. There is a switch press delay function to accommodate a tremor, and this is useful for people with Parkinson's disease, for example. It transmits infrared signals to control TVs and other peripheral devices such as bed controls, intercom, sockets. It comprises a key guard to easily locate the large clear buttons, which is useful for people with reduced hand functions like MS or motor neuron disease. And feedback can be a visual flash or an audible beep, but also a tactile vibration. Macros can be used to combine signals such as TV channels.
So feedback that we've received from somebody with Parkinson's with a hand tremor is the fact that the big button, large controller, is great because you can customize it with your own pictures from the inlay template. Also the fact that because it's got a key guard on it, it gives you the ability to really feel the large buttons. With the tremor, it's great that it's got a tremor filter by adding the delay to the button activation. So it means that when somebody presses the button with a tremor, they have to keep hold of the button until they get feedback either through the LED light notifying them, or the volume bleep, or a tone to say that the activation has been achieved. It also makes it much easier to change TV, pressing one button on their Kiwi Maxi rather than trying to coordinate, say, 3 buttons to get a channel on a Sky TV was really good. And also putting a side lamp on and off was quite fiddly, but having it activated by a button made it much easier.
Okay, so if we take a look at GIGA 1. So GIGA 1 comprises a robust waterproof phone and a Bluetooth connected transmitter called a multi-box. So infrared and radio signals are transmitted via the multi-box. The device is a locked-in Android phone that gives no access to the native Android environment, which makes it a dedicated device. So this is suitable for people who either don't want to access the full device, or for people who don't have the cognitive ability to access the full device. Switch scanning of the device can be achieved by connecting a switch into the multi-box. Alternatively, the device can be accessed by touchscreen. The device also allows basic phone functionality such as calling and texting. There is also a mount available for the device with a quick release attachment to allow fixing to a wheelchair or stand. The app has large colourful on-screen buttons using built-in or own images. So for those with impaired vision, there's the option of voice scanning, whereby each button is announced. And GIGA 1 can be programmed either directly on the device itself or remotely via the MyAbelia web portal.
So earlier this year, before launch, we had a trial user in the south of England. The gentleman suffered septic shock secondary to cellulitis, resulting in upper limb weakness. It left him with no use in his left arm and reduced mobility in his right arm. However, he's very verbal. So when he did the trial, he was upgraded from our GIGA Control Omni to the new GIGA 1. And the great news for us is that he absolutely loved it. It gave him the ability to make phone calls, which he really liked. His feedback was that the screen was much more clearer, dynamic. He loved the cells. He loved the images that were in the cells. He liked the fact that you could colour the background. I should say that because of his lack of mobility, he is a switch user. So it gave him easy access to scan both the rows and the columns. And for him, it was a really good long battery life, which was really important. From an installation point of view, the feedback that we received was that it's really easy to program. It's great that it's a lockdown and dedicated device with a switch access, and also great that it had voice prompts and reliability with infrared and radio functionality. The other thing that's been really important is the fact that it's accessible via our web portal MyAbelia, which has meant from a maintenance point of view, this has been able to be done at a distance. Now, our lovely trial user was in the diary to provide us with a case study, but sadly for us, COVID happened, which has meant that we haven't been able to visit and have the feedback with him for the case study. The great news for him is that COVID happened because he was only going to be trialling the product and switching back to his Control Omni. However, he's delighted because he's keeping the device, and we've managed to remotely upgrade it from a demo device to a fully active device.
Okay, just to clarify, we've talked about switch users, and basically a switch user is someone who would have difficulty using the hands to press a touch screen. So you can plug a switch directly into our devices to scan across the screen, and you basically stop on the desired function using the switch. There's many types of switches. It could be a standard switch, as you can see in the picture, just a push button. It could be one that's pressed with a different part of the body, such as the head. There are ones called suck blow switches that you can just blow into or suck on, and it has the same effect as pressing a push button. Okay, so we'll just talk about GIGA Connect. So GIGA Connect is an app, and the app can be downloaded to your own Android phone or tablet. Similar to the GIGA One, it comes with a Bluetooth connected multibox for transmission of infrared or radio signals. Although the look and functionality of the app is identical to GIGA One, GIGA Connect allows you to exit the app and to access the native Android environment. Again, this can be achieved via touchscreen or switch scanning. So this gives the user full access to their device, allowing access to the internet, phone, apps, settings, etc. As well as the phone mounting solution, we also offer a tablet mount. Again, the GIGA Connect app can be programmed either directly on the device itself or remotely via the MyAbelia web portal.
So a case study that's actually on our website is regarding a gentleman who had an exceptionally full and active life, both working at home, before he was sadly in an accident diving off a jetty. He hit his head on the sandy bottom. Pain shot through his back towards his neck, and after 72 hours he was told the devastating news that he had a serious neck injury. His C4 vertebrae was seriously injured, paralysing him from the neck downwards, and large parts of his arms were paralysed together with his hands completely. He now lives in an apartment, and besides his electronic wheelchair, he uses ABelia assistive technology, the GIGA Connect. He uses our GIGA Andromeda sockets, and he also has the door opener Duracom. Since using our assistive technology, he's become much more independent in his everyday living and less dependent on other people. Like our trial user for GIGA 1, he also started off with the Control Omni, but has been using GIGA Connect now for some time. As Paul mentioned, it's a modern environmental control, which allows him to surf the net, and he uses all of the features on his smartphone as well. Because he has limited movement in his hands, he uses the scanner feature for GIGA Connect together with a switch and the buttons connected to the controller, so that he can control all of his home environments, his telephone conversations, and other things on his phone. He says it's exactly what he needed. Using GIGA Connect, I can do things myself, like open the door from the living room when I have a visitor. I can stay in contact with work colleagues and friends via the phone features and that exist within GIGA Connect. I can open doors and let in my visitors, and it can allow him to open his front door, letting himself to the outside. GIGA Connect facilities changed his everyday life, and using the smartphone with all of its advantages without any challenges. So MyAbelia is our in-house web service, which is completely GDPR compliant. You can handle settings and configurations from a remote computer, and everything is stored in a safe place. Any templates that you've got of pages and cells can be saved, which gives you the advantage of being able to use it for numerous clients. It means that if the user, for whatever reason, may lose their phone or settings on their phone, you can always get back the configuration and data, as it's easily downloaded onto a new phone or a new tablet. So, have we any questions from anybody?
I think we must have been very clear. Excuse me.
Okay, so we've got one question coming in about pricing. So great question. Kiwi Maxi, the first device that Paul overviewed for you, the big button controller, that is £250. GIGA 1, which was the lockdown device, so includes in the price the phone and the multi-box, is 1,450. And the GIGA Connect, which is just a multi-box and then you download the app, is £1,024.85. So another question from Karen for you, Paul, is how easy is it to set up and integrate? It'd be quite good, Karen, if you could just type which device you're referring to. And so while Karen's perhaps updating us about which device she's looking at, James has said that it can be downloaded for Android. What about Apple products, iPhones, etc.? And Elma's asked the same question as well.
Would you like me to answer that one?
Please do, far away.
Yeah, so the products, both GIGA 1 and GIGA Connect, the GIGA 1 comes as a device, so that one is already preloaded. You can't copy it onto something else, but the GIGA Connect can be downloaded only onto Android. It's not available for Apple at this time. So it's just Android phones and tablets.
Okay, and sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, so back to Karen's question. She has said how easy is it to set up and integrate? So she'd like to know about all of them.
Yeah, well, that's fine. So Kiwi Maxi, it's very simple to set up Kiwi Maxi. Basically, you hold in to record a signal. You're holding 4 buttons down to put you into program mode, and you then select which button you want to program, as well as what type of signal, whether it's infrared or whatever. So that one's very simple to set up. It comes with a manual which explains it all. But that one is really simple. At the moment, we do have an offer where it comes with 2 sockets as well, so you can operate lamps and fans. And for those, again, very simple to set up. You just basically program one particular button to program a particular socket, and the codes for the sockets are pre-programmed into the device, so you just tell it which code you want. So there's nothing to record for those. But yeah, basically, as you move up the tree of devices, you've then got GIGA 1 and GIGA Connect, which are identical to program. They again, it depends how technical you are when it comes to programming. Very simple to program, really. There's an edit button, and you go in and select the aesthetics of the cell that you're programming. So you select, you can type a name in, you can type a picture, select a picture. You select what type of cell it's going to be. So it's going to be an infrared cell, and you then basically just fired in the signal, three samples of the signal from the original remote control. So it's quite simple to set up. But then you've also got the remote platform to back up templates and complete setups, and there is some programming you can do remotely as well. So you can reorganize remotely and create some new cells as well. So it's fairly easy, but we wouldn't really expect the end user's family to or carers to set it up. It's usually set up either by like local authority or the NHS or private companies sometimes. But yeah, it's of the products on the market, similar products on the market, I would say it's the most simple to set up. It's been designed that way, so it doesn't have complicated menus. It's very simple. So that's the 3 products really.
And also to say to everybody, in addition to the fantastic information that Paul's just given, on the final slide we have got a link to our YouTube account, which is Abelia UK, and on there you can visit the environmental control sector, which also has a selection of how-to videos on there, explaining GIGA Connect, GIGA 1 and GIGA Maxi. So you can head over there at your leisure and have a little look. So David has said, which local authorities are we currently working with? So at the moment, David, we're not working with any. All of our environmental control work is with the NHS hubs. But our thinking is that there must be a need in supporting local authorities in reducing and supporting in dom care. So it'd be great to get some feedback from you guys afterwards if that's something that's of interest to you.
Just an aside to that, I did do a demonstration recently for Wigan Council, and that's just to demonstrate all of our ECS products, the GIGA Maxi, GIGA 1 and GIGA Connect. It was very, very well received. They were quite impressed with the products, and they wanted to include them in a virtual event that they were having as well. So yeah, it was that's a possibility that we may be working possibly with that council.
Okay, so Arnell's asked, which NHS hubs do you work alongside? So Arnell, we work alongside all of the NHS hubs throughout England and Wales, and we also work alongside some of the Scottish boards as well. Any other questions at all? Okay, so we can keep an eye on that to see if there are any further questions that are coming through. So all that it leaves us to say is that Paul and I would like to thank you for attending our webinar today. We hope you've enjoyed it. We're going to leave our details on the screen so that if you want to contact us, please do so. Both of us are available via LinkedIn. You know, feel free to connect with us. And also we've got Abelia Limited page, and it'd be good if you've got interest to follow that. That gives all of the updates on our products, product launches when we've got something new coming out for the whole range, not just environmental control, but it also gives information to any webinars that we're going to be holding. As mentioned, the link at the bottom is for our YouTube account. Kerry, have we got a rep in Northern Ireland? Absolutely. Either Paul or I are more than happy to cover the whole of the UK. I'm kind of guessing that as I work in the south and Paul works in the north, he's probably a little bit closer to Northern Ireland than I am. So take his details down. Although sure, airports are available in lots of locations throughout the UK, probably just not particularly attractive at the moment.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's probably good to say that while Paul and I are happy to assist you, we do have a distributor in Northern Ireland. So we can let you have details afterwards. Okay, so thanks very much.
Thank you. We'll stay connected in case somebody wants to ask another question, perhaps. You're welcome, Charlotte. No problem. You're all welcome.
Thanks for the feedback, Graham. Thank you. Thanks from Ireland, Kerry. You're welcome, Bryn. Look forward to hearing from you, Arnell.
Yes.
Either of us could be going to Northern Ireland.
Yeah. So for those of you still connected, make sure you check out our YouTube page, very informative.
Need a little musical interlude now, don't we?
Yeah. We've got a question there from Elmer, who is the Northern Ireland distributor. Now, I think we'll put that to our manager who's online as well. Bryn, if you could answer that one for us.
I think Bren's left the call, so we might have to do that privately in an email afterwards.
Yeah, we'll contact you with that information, Elmer. Apologies for that. I'm afraid we don't know.
Somebody will.
Yeah. Okay, should we close things down, Mary?
I think so. Yeah, we just hit the button and end the call.